Thanks for joining me again here on CALMSDEN Farm on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 8 with me, MrSealyp. It's another glorious day here on CALMSDEN Farm. It's early November. Where do we stand after yesterday? Well, as you've already seen, I did a load of sowing contracts and a few cultivating contracts. That being said, we're back to the same old, same old. This is going to cost me a fortune. Right, 1,424 for the cultivator. 14,706. That's the highest repair bill I've had for the Magnum to date. So all that work, not a waste of time, but anyway. The extra beehive doesn't seem to really gain. I mean, I suppose I've got 2 and a bit. That's great. I've got a busy day ahead of me. I have taken on a baling contract on field 7, which is all over there right by the store. The mowing is going on at the moment, which has got a built-in kind of windrower on the mower that it gave me, but it's given me a windrower as well, which I might use. That needs to be baled, needs to be wrapped. Hopefully we'll get some spare out of that, because my silage clamp at the cow farm still hasn't fermented. I was hoping today to get the cows and get toll mix ration made and crack on with that. Not quite ready yet, so that may have to be later or in the next episode. I am going to, though, we're going to buy a field. Which field? We're going to buy field 34. It's not a huge field, not too expensive, 49,464, because that's got grass. I'm going to cut a load of grass to give to the sheep. We'll store some, we'll put some in for the sheep, just to make sure they're really topped off and they're doing great. What I'm going to do now, though, now that's repaired, is move that out of the way. I'm going to take the John Deere to the store. We're going to buy a forklift. We're going to go over to the sugar mill. And we're going to see what sugar we've got. At the time of recording this bit, I haven't been over there yet. So obviously in my head, whenever I start doing an episode, I'm thinking of, what could the thumbnail be? It depends what jobs I'm doing over the course of that day and that kind of thing. Oh, look at the fuel. Yeah, I'll do the fuel while I'm here. So I don't know yet. I'm either going to get there and be pleasantly surprised, or I'm going to get there and be devastated. Now, I haven't looked at the figures yet either. I didn't want to, because I wanted it to be a surprise. So let's turn the engine off. That can continue filling. So I'm going to go and grab the trailer that we bought about 3 episodes ago that I haven't used yet. I'm going to buy a forklift truck, because what we'll do is we can move that backwards and forwards. What I'll probably do, we'll see how much sugar's there. If it's looking okay, we might switch that to delivering, because I'm hoping that should deliver then to the bakery. We'll check on the flour production as well, because what I might do is switch the bakery over now. We're going to call it Mar Bakers. Mar Bakers, we'll call it. Yeah, we're going to switch that over, and we're going to get some bread being made until we've got all the ingredients to make cake, and then we'll do cake. Now, I mentioned yesterday, because I mentioned last episode, Farmer Foley had mentioned about sell points, or was it Bear and Pepper? I think it was Farmer Foley had mentioned about there not being a sell point for certain things. And when it went on and checked, I said in the video, there are sell points for those things. There was a miscommunication between the two of us. The sell points do take everything. There's not a sell point for cake, strange enough, which we'll check. Spraying is going on field 5. I've got a fertilising job here and one for field 30 as well. Contracting will continue. We're going to make as much money as we can. What was I just saying? Oh, sell points, yeah. We go to our sell points and we go down till we find cake. Oh, did I go past the thing? Have I gone past it? Strawberries, tomatoes, grape, raisin, olive, canola, cereal, honey, sugar, cloves, fabric, cheese, butter, cake. Yeah, no selling point available. So if we're going to make cake, we need somewhere to sell it. So that's something we're going to be looking at as well, is getting a sell point in. Farmer Envoy Extreme as well had messaged me to say that. On the Discord server, I'm going to keep mentioning it. The guys on the Discord server are very happy that I'm mentioning it again, because I did kind of not forget about it, but I go on and I read the messages quite a lot. I don't always go on and chat per se. But if you're looking for a friendly, helpful Discord server, Look no further than the MrSealyp Discord. There are some great Discord servers out there, don't get me wrong, but mine's the best, obviously, because it's me. I'm kidding, of course. So as you can see, field 7, the mowing is going on. You might be able to see the just coming through the gap there. That's almost done, actually. Contract on field 5 is complete. That's good. I'm going to need to refill on stuff. Contract on field 5 complete. Collect. That covers what I just paid out. So I'm going to fill up the actually let's take on that one as well, accept contract. See, I'm contract mad, me. So I thought, how come the money's gone down so much? We spent 50 grand on a field, didn't we? Of course we did. So to the store. When the mowing's done on that, I'll probably windrow. All the gear for that contract will be here as well. Square baling. And then wrapping and then collecting. That's going to take a bit of time. That really is kind of in essence what we're going to be aiming for today. I need to get that done. I don't know how we're going to stand with regard to... This isn't the longest of these trailers. That's the only thing. Now a few people have commented and messaged me, if you're having a problem with wet concrete here, when things spawn, sometimes they seem to sink into the concrete. I don't know, the solution for me was they just kind of jostled around until they weren't stuck in the concrete, but that doesn't mean it will work for you. Do I need to adjust that at all to get that on the ground properly? I thought I had an adjustment there. No, that's all right. Okay, so all that's going on. Forklift truck. I think I'm going to get the which one was it? This is the cheapest one. Oh, not by, I suppose the Manitou, but I do like that one. 29 grand, 72 horsepower, 36 horsepower, 57. Not that the horsepower makes a huge difference, but we'll have it with the trailer hitch. Why not? Wheel brand, knock-ins. We'll go. Doesn't matter. Safety warning light with main colour. I mean, of course. Design colour, the same. Rim colour, is there a silver? There's kind of a silver. I think I'll go happy with that. And one of the reasons I like this one is because it's got the forks that can split and split. So for doing multiple pallets, it works really well, or individual pallets, like so. Now the thing about this is going to be, one, can I get up onto here? And how much room is it going to take up? Because you're getting all the pallets on, I need to. And that's just like moving forward. I'm not talking about necessarily now, because I don't know how many sugar pallets I'm going to have. But moving forwards, I suppose I could maybe swing it sideways. Well, that's a lot of mucking around. I might have to invest in a larger one. Oh, hang on. Lights, don't want those glaring in me ear holes. No idea what I said. Right, let's fold that. And let's get over to the sugar factory and see, shall we? I'm so hoping there's a load. Normally I'm kind of straight on and checking all the figures and checking everything. I thought, no, I'm not. I'm gonna avoid it. So I don't know with flour either. I have no idea what we're looking at. I'm going to cut across the top of field 9, or we'll say the top. No, the top is here, but midway across, because we're heading west, aren't we? So yeah. and that's north, so the top of the field is here, just to my left. You've seen me take this shortcut before for doing other things, but this should work out. Don't hit a tree. Might have to go through and reverse back and... Oh, not that one. That's what I want to be in. Yeah, you know what we'll do? Plenty of room. Right. I'm just thinking. No, we'll head over so we can see the. We'll see the shortcut as we go. Look at that sunrise, lovely. Say sunrise, say 25, but it's glorious, isn't it? Now, I don't know how this is going to look to you today. I've had a bit of a nightmare. Now, I haven't streamed since I got it because I've been having a few problems. I bought the Elgato. I had my original Elgato that was a gift, and I bought the new one that was the 4K one, so I could stream and record to my PC in 4K if I wanted to record to my PC, but I could stream in 4K and that kind of stuff. I don't know if I remember telling you that myself and SILAGE installed it into the PC, and we had an absolute nightmare because it didn't install where it was supposed to, and we had to put it into a different slot and that kind of thing. So the HDMI goes from the TV into it, from it to the PlayStation 5. Come on. So it runs through it, and then you've got your 4K capture utility. And if you're a PC guy and you do your streaming stuff, you'll know all that kind of stuff already. I'm not particularly okay with all that. But ever since I installed it, it either won't capture or I can't get it to come up sometimes. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the problem is I have to have the PC on so I can put the game on through my PlayStation onto my other screen, because they're all linked. It goes through the Elgato. So if I just put my PlayStation on and the screen for the PlayStation without the PC on, I get nothing. So it was a bit of a pain, nothing major, but cut across here. Just suddenly realised there's not really a route through. So that was all well and good. I have my PC on every day anyway because I'm doing all my stuff and I'm doing my thumbnail editing, that kind of thing. But then what started happening was I was turning on the PC first to make sure everything was up and running and good to go. But I put on the PlayStation, turn on the screen, and it would flicker in and out. It would come on, go off, come on, go off. I'd get nothing coming through the 4K capture utility. Then it would come on, then it would go off again. And it's just flickering in and out to the point where when I was recording yesterday, I was partway through doing my video and my screen for my PlayStation 5 just went off. The TV itself was on, but it just went blank. And I said, I don't understand. And then it flickered on, it flickered off. Okay, great. This morning I got up to start recording. I could not get the screen to stay on for more than a few seconds at a time. So frustrating. So what I've done is bypassed the capture card now, and I've just taken the HDMI directly from the screen into the PlayStation. I don't know if I've got a faulty one, I don't know if it's not installed correctly, but the problem is now, I don't know whether the screen quality, my record quality, I don't know whether it will change. It shouldn't do, it should be exactly the same. But just in case, you might notice a difference, I don't know. Anyway, all that being said, we're here. Round the corner now, we're going to see some sugar pallets. Or a sugar pallet, or two, or I honestly do not know at this point. Oh, dude, that's incredible. Okay, we'll take that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Engine off. I see, this is mad, isn't it? I've got a load in there. When you think how slow, I switched over my strawberry production. I was getting about 3 pallets per day per greenhouse of strawberries. Because I had so many strawberries, I switched over to lettuce. I haven't even got 1 lettuce pallet for each one yet, because the lettuce is worth more, it's a lot slower growing, it takes longer. Fine, I get that. Some of the other sort of production chains, even like the planks and the furniture, can be quite slow. This is absolutely bonkers. And that also says sugar mill at the bottom, sugar 4,498. Well, if these are 1,000 litres each, that must be on top of what's already here. Surely. So if I remove these, am I going to get another 4 pallets pop up? Potentially. So do I switch it over to distributing? Then I panic that it's not going to go to the right place. You know what we'll do? Let's go onto that screen and have a look now, shall we? I'm going to put that now. Selling, distributing. Which should mean that I should start getting sugar going to, please go to there. Or is it going to distribute now? The stuff that's already there won't, but now it will. Oh, I don't know. Flour, how are we looking? So there's 349 there. 12,132 litres. That's not so bad, is it? That's all right. So let's start making some bread. I've activated that. So we get some bread making, that's storing, so we get some pallets of bread. I need to move the sugar. Let's get our forklift truck off. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I need to move some things around first. I'm very overexcited about doing this, but I'm very conscious while I'm doing this, time's ticking away, and I need to get the fertilizer spreader over here, sprayer. Field 30's right next door. We need to get a worker over here and get that going. Yeah, I'll do that. Bear with me a minute and I'll get that sorted out. I have used my managerial skills to sort out the guys doing the baling work, and we've now got, you probably can't see it from here, but it's going over there. So, forklift, that's what we're going to do now. I have also changed my mind, and I have left the sugar mill here to storing rather than distributing. Because if I put in another sell point, it might well be that we'll be better off selling a load of sugar, because I don't know if I want all of it going to the bakery. There's only so many cakes we're going to make, and if I send thousands and thousands of litres of sugar and then decide, oh, that's got a hitch on it, hasn't it, that's not going to work as well as it? Yeah, it probably not the best really. So I've decided we'll leave it. Well, I'll just move pallets. It's the whole point of having the forklift truck. And like I said as well, if we get the forklift truck over at the garden centre as well, because the bakery needs the strawberries, we can sort out moving the strawberries directly to the bakery with this as well. So what we'll do is, now I can, if I want, let's do it that way. I don't want to do that. I could just do that like I was doing with the strawberries, or I could separate the whole thing out and lift the pallets up, say properly, you know what I mean? Let's hook that into there and there. Come on. Cool. You know, you want to. There we go. I am really, really, honestly enjoying manipulating, I guess. You know what, do I want to do it that way? No, you know what, let's utilise the space a bit better, because I can drive straight up the ramp on this. I'll raise it right up, assuming of course I can do it with all this on here. Come on, please have enough oomph to get up the ramp with these on. Yeah, I'm going to put them on this way, because it's actually, the trailer's wider, so I can put the pallets this way. That's what we'll do. Up top for thinking, down below for dancing. Apparently. No. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Well done. Right. So what we'll do, as you can imagine, just go like, there we go, that's better, isn't it? Look at it. I do more. Oh no, that's carnage. I don't understand this. I've done pallet work before. Why has it gone so horribly wrong? because I was using the telehandler before, I suppose, and putting that trailer hitch in the back of this hasn't helped. Straighten that up a bit. Go on. Okay. Oh, it's because another pallet's appeared, hasn't it? I moved out and I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Oh, dear me. So I just cry now. Yep, let's do that. Let's just cry. That's not great at all. Come on, MrSealyp, do better. Oh, blimey, yeah, we got pallets just appearing. That's a good thing. That's better. You know what? Rather than trying to create shortcuts myself, I might just be better off, you know, doing it properly. Do one pallet at a time, get them next to each other and go from there. It normally works when I do this, but for some reason today it's not playing ball. That's better. Let's make sure it's high enough up. I like this forklift. Not that I've done any extensive testing to see whether it's better than the other ones or not. I just particularly like this one. I don't. That's just me personally. I like this trailer as well. This is an H2 Studio one. She's a beaut. Right. Let's do that. No. What is going on? Okay. Something's amiss. There we go. That's better. Don't do that. So I have to remember as well, putting these on, I've got to be able to get the forklift on here, about there, because obviously the back folds up. So I need to put maybe another one or two and then stack on top. That's what we'll do. So, do that. I wonder, actually I don't know whether it will work, but can I, if I extend those out like that, can I pull the pallets together? Is that something you can do? I don't suppose it will work, but you never know until you try, do you? If I do that, and then try and close that. No, it just moves apart. Well, again, it was worth a try. I just thought if that grabs the wood and I can pull both those together. Which was not to be. Anyway, as you can imagine, I've got some work to do. So I'm going to load this trailer up. We're going to get over. My intention is to get this delivered and get the baling contract done before the end of the episode. I want to see how much we've got, but I also am fully aware I'm taking a load of time doing this, which you've seen me load a couple of pallets. You've seen me load them all. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's a little bit more interesting. Haha. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Because I can't see. I line my wheels up there. Go on. I don't want to take my wheels off the floor, but I don't also. Nope. What have I done wrong here? Nothing according to that. Why was it? Oh. Ah. We're up with 10 pallets of sugar. I am Lord Sugar. The Lord of Sugar. That's how I feel anyway. This should all work, shouldn't it? Oh, that's the grain mill. That would be why. Probably want to go around to the bakery. That's where I want to be heading. I assume I can get around here. Might have made this a little bit tight. Oh. Oh, lummy misses. So just ride the hedge because, you know. Hum-ha. Right, let me think. Maybe if we go... Can I go right around the back? The problem was, as far as landscaping went, it would only let me landscape so far. You can drive all across there. You could put stuff on there, but it wouldn't let me landscape, so it has actually left me a gap. So what we'll do is in future, we'll drive right the way through there. What was I trying to put into the grain mill? Genius. So what I'll do is put the sugar in, I'll put some tomatoes, some strawberries in, and that will mean we're just left with butter and milk, isn't it? Where do we want to go to? I thought it was about here. Have I got it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, is there a capacity? Have we hit a wall here? Ah, it takes 7,000 litres. So it looks like we're going to have to unload and stack the rest. Like I said, we can put, hang on, we can put our strawberries in, put some of those in so it's good to go. Eggs are on the go, that's why I bought so many chickens, and then milk and butter. So once we get the cows underway, we'll need to get the dairy. Milk we can bring straight over, but butter we'll have to make. It's all going really well. A lot better than expected. Let's put the straps on. So what we'll do is, if I store the rest of the sugar in there, let's put some strawberries through. Sugar, like I said, you don't need to necessarily see me doing that, but... Alright, first, once the pallets were strapped down, it wouldn't let me put the forks back underneath. And because that's still showing as a full pallet, that's the only downside. They don't drop down anymore like they used to as they sort of finished or whatever, because that's still registering, you know, although the stuff's gone, there's a kind of, there's a hidden thing going on there. Right, let's do that, that. Now we can go. Awesome. That's what we want to be. Out there. Yes it is, right. So until we actually start production, there's actually nowhere. I'm glad I went for these off-road, the Mitas, rather than the knock-in tyres. We can take the strawberries out from the other side. I'll just put this all under here for the time being. Should keep it pretty safe. So what I'll do, I'll unload the rest later on. go. Let's grab some strawberries. Now, these are double stacked. I'm not sure how happy these are going to be about being picked up because I put them all in single stacked initially. And I'm assuming it's going to be about 7,000 for strawberries as well, is it? This is my first time doing this. I don't want to go right way through because I want to pick up those ones behind. Let's go there first. Do that. Come on. That's better. Get it back just a bit. Fingers crossed we don't knock any of these off. And this is the beauty of having the forklift truck over here. We can move stuff around between. Don't fall off, don't fall off. How we're looking, strawberries, yeah, okay, I'll stick some more of those in. I'll get the sugar unloaded. Like I say, I'm going to leave sugar at storing rather than delivering because I'd rather have the sugar pallets. That way I've got a bit more flexibility to do what I want with them, I think. That's probably what I'll end up doing. And like I say, we switched over production on the greenhouses now from strawberries to lettuce, so we'll do that. What I'm going to do is I've finished. Oh yeah, contract on field 30 is complete. I can collect, which means I can take that one on. Baling, we're underway. Fertilising the field 18, I've taken the gear over. That's ready to start, but hasn't started yet. So I'm going to get this done. We're going to get over and let's get that baling contract done because I want to at least get some silage bales. I was even thinking of doing a load of them, wrapping them to start off with, and then seeing where we ended up. Because I thought if we end up with delivering all we need, I could keep some of them as grass bales. I'll back it out a little bit. There we go. I'd keep some of them as grass bales to feed to the sheep, but I'd rather have them as silage bales. If I've got the stuff to wrap them, they're worth more as silage bales. Now we've bought that field so we can cut the grass there. We won't have a problem. Right though, right then, right toe, right though, right, whichever. One of them. I'll see you in a little while. Oh yeah, that's going to look really weird, isn't it, until they're done. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick them all on the floor. Let's do that. I'll see you in a bit. Let's go over and get that baling done. Well then, it's nearly 10:15 and we are over at field 7. As you can see, the mowing has been done. I've done a little bit of windrowing around the edge just to tidy up the edge. And what I've also done, now this is where it's a real dilemma, and this is another big difference with FS22. Because on FS19, if you've got a baling contract, especially one that needs to be wrapped, you grab the baler, do the baling, do the wrapping, take it off, see how many of the bales you deliver and what percentage it was complete, and you could work out from that how many bales would need to be delivered to complete the contract. Great. But FS22, we can change the bale size. Now, I don't know how this is coded, and if you're a PC guy, if you're a coder, if you're a modder, map maker, you may know this already. You may be able to just go and check the XML files. I mean, I could probably go and check the XML files, but I'm not that kind of au fait with it all. So here's the thing. Does the baling contract require a set amount of bales, or does it require a set amount of literage of silage or grass or hay, whatever bales you're making? Because we can now change the bale size. Now, when I got this baler, it was set on 220. So you got 180, 220, 240. It was set on 220. So what I've done is I've set it on 180. And I've got nothing to lose by doing this. The only difference is going to be is that, actually I'll carry on, is when I'm collecting the bales, I'm going to have more bales to collect, because obviously there are less litres per bale, the 180s, than the 220s or the 240s. But the thing is, if it's done by the amount of bales that get delivered, I'm better off delivering smaller bales, because if the contract sort of says it needs 100 bales to be delivered, regardless of their size, I can deliver 100 smaller bales and I've got more left on the field. If I set it at 240 and I then end up delivering 100 much larger bales, I'm kind of doing myself out of potentially stuff that's left over. However, if it's done on literage, so it's irrelevant how many bales you deliver, it just requires a certain amount of litres to be delivered, assuming it's coded and programmed in such a way that if I change the bale size, it will recognise the fact that the bale size has been changed, then I've lost nothing, because I'll just have to deliver more of the bales, because I've still got to hit a certain literage target. So that's why I've decided to do it this way around. It's kind of a test in a way as anything else, because I just don't know. I bought the wrapper out because I wanted to double check, and there's no reason at all why it wouldn't work, that the wrapper would still wrap, and I think the wrappers will wrap all bale sizes. That's the whole point of them. And the bale trailer, like all the bale trailers, it's the auto stack, not an auto load, and they will auto stack any size as long as they're all the same size. It won't mix and match. So the fact I've got it set on 180, 5,000 litre bales, it will still pick them all up, and that trailer will do 16 at a time. We'll take them off to the sell point and we'll see. Now I think as well, the other problem that we had sometimes in FS19 with seasons was because when we've wrapped them, when we get round we'll check them, when you wrap bales normally in game, or always used to be in FS19, you would wrap the bales, and if you wrapped them they were automatically silage bales. If you put grass or chaff into a silage clamp, you have to wait for it to ferment, and that was a big difference when Realismus Modding did seasons. With the seasons, if you wrapped a bale, you didn't automatically get silage, it had to ferment, which I think is the same with FS22, because they've got a semi-seasons kind of mod in place. When you wrap them, they have to ferment as well. The problem on 19 was, if you had seasons running and you had a baling contract, some of the sell points wouldn't accept them as silage bales because they hadn't fermented yet, which was a bit of a pain. You had to wait for them to ferment. So I'm assuming that once these are wrapped, it will just take them as silage bales. I hope. It would be pretty weird if it didn't, because we'd be in real trouble if it didn't. But off. So it'll be a case of going up and down now. Done all around the outside, then probably I've got a couple of bales like this one that have fallen in the way. If I can just push that out of the way. And away we go. Like I say, I have no idea how many bales we're going to get off of this field. And I don't know how it will be calculated, but what we'll do is we'll do the first 16. Now you might be new to my channel, you might not have seen me do this before, but if you're going to sell all the bales anyway, it doesn't matter. If you want to keep some, like you can do with the crops if you've got any left over after the end of a contract, with the bales, what I generally do is, depending on what I'm taking them on, whether it's an auto load trailer or an auto stack or whatever it might be, the auto stack, the Arcusin will hold 16, 14 or 16? 16 I want to say in my head for some reason. So when you deliver, it will say percentage delivered. I divide that percentage by 16. That tells me how many percent each bale is, and then I can work out to deliver 100% how many bales will need to be delivered. And that way you don't take too many. If you take a full stack of 16 and the contract only required 10 of those, you then get rid of 6 you could have kept. But like I say, if you're selling them all, you don't really mind about that. That doesn't matter. I'm going to have to go back over some of these because the pickup on this class baler isn't as wide as I thought it was going to be, and I'm missing bits. That's grass, isn't it? What I'm going to do is go to the other end, and I'm just going to do up and down until the bale's done. Then I'll see you again in a bit, and we'll wrap them. Contract on field 18 is now ongoing for fertilising. When that's done, I think we've got a contract on field 9 for fertilising. We'll bring it over, we'll do that. Pick up any bits of grass. What I'll also do is I've left the mowers and stuff here. I haven't taken them back. If I get to the end and I've got a part bale, to gain that extra bale, if I want an extra bale, I'll go around and cut any little bits that I've missed around the edges, by the hedges, anything to gain enough literage that I can get another bale out of it. I know it seems petty, but why not? It's a contract. If you're going to gain out of it, you might as well gain what you can. So what we'll do is just go to there and there. Actually, no, I didn't need that, did I? I needed my field info on, which I've got on. So we click on that. That will say 5,000 litres. Oh, it just says bale. Oh, yeah, silage, 5,000 litres. Oh, okay, so it's not saying fermenting. Did I dream that then? I could have sworn when I did the bale tests, the bale video when the game first came out, these were saying fermenting. That says silage, 5,000 litres. Haven't got to worry. Okay. It's all good. Well, that can go back off then. Lovely job. I'll see you when we'll do a bit of wrapping. When we've done a bit of wrapping, we'll do the collecting. Oh, I don't know what time it'll be by then. Probably 11, half 11ish, I guess. In game, of course. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm going to get a chance to get another video done, another Let's Play. If you're unaware, I mentioned it a couple of times, and I mentioned it, I think it was last week before I took my unexpected journey. But tomorrow, Thursday, myself and MrSealyp are going to be heading off. We're going to be doing tree planting up in the Lake District on Saturday. So we're heading up tomorrow, and we'll be back on Tuesday. So I was hoping to get a couple of extra videos done that I could schedule to post, but the problem is, because the mod reviews have taken a bit of time, and all the jobs in between on here are taking a bit of time, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to get another video prepped, done, edited and up and scheduled. So this might be the last Let's Play video for a few days. I will try to get another one done. Problem is, obviously, what myself and MrSealyp were talking a little while ago, and like she was saying, with her job, to take any amount of days off, you find yourself the few days leading up to it working twice as hard. So you end up doing the same hours. The time you've taken off, you do all that work, you do all that stuff in preparation for going away. So you're working really, really hard before you go away to make sure everything's done before you leave. And then when you come back to a mountain of work which you've got to catch up on. So then you sort of ask yourself, have you actually technically had time off? I mean, you've had time away from work, but you've still sort of put all the hours and the time in, haven't you, really? And I always find myself doing that on the days leading up to going away at any point, unless I'm taking my gear with me. I'll work stupid hours, you know, up early in the morning, late to bed, really late to bed, get everything done. I know it's a first world problem. I know people say, oh, you're just playing the game. I know, I get that. So, see you for some wrapping. I was just over 10 minutes out. It's 20 to 12. We've got quite a few, and I've wrapped most of them. So what we'll do is just do the last few. Again, if you don't want to watch me just wrapping, you know. And these don't normally, again, I'll have a look because you never know. Ah, bales produced this session 62. It always used to be if you did contract work, if you did bales on contracts, they never showed up on bales created. So we know how many we've got. Well, that's interesting. I'm glad I checked it. I wasn't going to because, yeah, that never used to be the case. This is the standard in-game SW4014. No, someone asked me a little while ago about because you've got the round baler wrappers. I know I've talked about this before about there being a square baler wrapper. There may well be, but in game we've got the square balers. Then this one is a separate wrapper. You can get separate round wrappers as well, but so if you're wondering if you've done square bales and if you want to wrap them, this is your kiddie. I think there's the Anderson ones as well, do square and round. I think this might do round as well. I've only ever used it for square bales, because if I'm doing round ones I'll generally use a baler wrapper. I love these. The technology involved in how they work is astounding. And I've said that before as well. It never ceases to be awesome. And that is that portion done. So, mowing done, windrowing kind of done at the same time, baling, wrapping. Now it's the collecting. We've got to take these to, that's another good point. These are going to the general store bale sell point. General store, is that north? Is the general store up the top here? Hang on, let's go to growth. Yeah, there we go. General store bale point. So that one right at the north, it's got the exclamation mark on it. So we know that's where it's going to. I'm just going to go and grab the auto stack, and actually if we go straight up this track here and skirt around the side, I think we can go straight up rather than going onto the main road. That will save a bit of time as well. And then I'll do my calculations. The difference between a regular, like a harvest contract, where it will be 84% complete, then you go and sell your product. With baling, it sits at 20%. Once the field's all mowed and baled and everything's done, it's only when you go to sell them the rest of the contract completes, but it's all good to go. Let's do this. These are the same as well. It's those, I know I've said it so many times before. The sort of things that we take for granted in game. I remember the first time I used any of these things, it was like, whoa, you know, I can't believe this exists. And there are so many things that aren't in game that do exist that are just incredible bits of technology. And you kind of use them without really thinking about them. When you think, like the same as the wrapper, what goes into designing something like this? Where do you even start? I mean, I know a lot of times it's farmers and engineers and people that have the problem. It's the necessity of invention, isn't it? You know, it fuels what people need. And it's all well and good saying, oh, what we really need is, but then where do you start? What I'll do, spin around, clear up some of these ones down the bottom end, because we're going to be heading north with them, so I might as well do all the bottom ones first, and I haven't got as far to come over. It doesn't make any difference, but in my head it does. We'll go with that. I'm curious to see what a full load's going to constitute as far as bales go, because like I said, we are sitting at, what was it again, 62. Hopefully I'll be able to do my calculation of how many are required. Can I do these side on? Probably. I probably shouldn't, but yeah, I'll still pick them up. I'll do my calculations and I should be able to work out straight away how many we'll have left. If any, go to all this work and find we've got 3 bales or something. We'll still get paid for the contract, but this has always been something that seems to vary wildly from farm to farm and map to map. I've had some where you almost have to do everything. You might be left with a couple of bales at the end. And I've had others like 6 ashes. Whenever I did the silage bale contracts, I was always left with like 15 bales or something at the end of every single one, which is brilliant. Oh, no, 14. I don't think it's 16. Saying 100%. Let's fold that up. Should have the beacons on, I suppose, really thinking about it. Could go straight across this field, couldn't I? But that would be a bit naughty. So I will stick to the road. Well, the gravel track. The bale point is round the back, isn't it, if I recall correctly? Please let it be a huge amount, you know, like 30% complete or something. I'll be over the moon with that. And hopefully by the time we get past lunchtime-ish, I'm pretty sure the silage clamp was sitting at about 86%. So we just weren't quite there for silage for doing total mix ration, but surely, oh, hang on, you know, while I'm here, as I've seen it, 3 more tractors to be located. I have picked some of these up here and there when there's been behind the scenes bits and bobs that have needed doing. I've been kind of grabbing them every now and again. I said it right from the start, if I come across them, but I'm not hunting them out, but if I do find them, I will grab them. Now, there will be a pause between me unloading and working out what I need to do. And again, nothing wrong with double checking. I will do it a lot. General store. And on the map, it should also be showing. It's definitely the one we're at. That's highlighted. So, unload. Unload here. 34% complete. That's brilliant. So that was 14 bales, wasn't it? Bear with me while I do a bit of calculation. Okay, if my calculations are correct, we're going to find out. 34% delivered, which is what I've just done. Divide that by 14 bales, that works out 2.4% per bale. So we've already done 34% delivered, which means there's another 66% that needs to be delivered to complete the contract. So 66%, divide that by 2.4, which is what each bale is worth, comes in at 27.5. So if we round that up, 28. So 28 more bales should complete the contract, which is 2 more full loads. So that's what we're going to do. 2 more full loads. That'll give us a total of, what's that, 28, 38, 42. That'll give us a load of bales left over. If I'm correct. That should give us 20 more bales, shouldn't it? Wow, that would be amazing if it is. I suppose what would be interesting to test, I can't do it now obviously, it'd have to be a separate bale test maybe, a silage bale test, would be to do that, do a field and then bale them the smallest size for a contract, deliver them all and complete the contract and see how many bales it took, then reset and do them all in the larger bale size or the largest bale size and see if it's the same, to find out whether or not it's the amount of bales it requires to be delivered or it's a, you know, like an actual volume, whether it's a literage that's being required. Regardless, doing it this way around, yes, I'm probably have to do more trips because I've got more bales in the field, but if I am left with 20 bales, if my calculations are correct, Oh dear. Right, I will see in a little while. I'll get the middle load done, the middle 14. We'll get the last 14 loaded and we'll take them over, and hopefully it will come up contract complete. If it doesn't, it might need one more bale. I rounded initially to get the 2.4%. It was 2.42, blah, you know, so I rounded down a little bit, but then my result of needing 27.5 bales, I've rounded up to say we need 28. So that should account for that, maybe. We'll see. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. When my calculation is correct, this is the third load of 14. If it's not complete, it's going to be one more bale. That's what I'm telling myself. This should be it. This should be fine. And if we have overdone it, we should get paid a little bit, but let's see. Contract complete, and we got paid a little bit as well, which means we are left with 20 5,000 litre bales off that build. That is a result. More than happy with that. And the good thing is as well, because of the difference with it being seasonal and those bales all saying they're silage and they're not fermenting at the moment, it means we have our silage. I've got 20 bales of 5,000 litres. That's 100,000 litres, isn't it? Which means, even if my silage clamp isn't finished fermenting just yet, we do have silage on hand to make top mix ration. So what I'm going to do is go back, I'm going to grab all of these, I'm going to take them over to my bale storage area, where we've got our cotton bales, our straw bales, our hay is in the silo, and in the next episode we're going to be getting cows so we can get our dairy production going, and then we'll be looking at milk, butter, chickens will carry on cracking on with the eggs, pardon the pun, and we're almost on that cusp of cake, a cake cusp. So with that, I will see you on the next one. There may be a delay, it depends if I get time. It may be straight after this, if not it may be a few days before the next episode airs, so to speak. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying the series. If you are, if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.